put on into the information system everything. Please open all materials. That means.
Excuse me, could you explain how we calculate the effective tariff protection rate is 50%? How do I use this information in the calculations?
Exercise 1, what the value added after the tariff levy is the previous value added is 10,000. Tariff rate is 15%. You don't need this information for anything. You know, because at this time, look, at this time, you know that the, value added, this is 10,000. And you know effective tariff protection rate, it's 50%. That's all you need, because the question is, what the value added after the tariff imposition, right? So you know that the value added increased by 50%. And the information 15% is for nothing.
How do we find out that it's for nothing? If we get an exercise like this in the future?
You will find it in this way. You must understand what we are doing, because you need the tariff rate in case that just prices. What's the price of the final table? What's the price of the materials, of the wood? And then I would tell you there was a nominal tariff 15%. So you will have to count what's the new price. But in this case, we are asking what the value added after the tariff levy. If the previous value added is 10,000, yes, effective tariff protection rate is 50. You know, the question is for the new value added, and before tariff imposition it's 10,000, increased by 50% is 15,000. There is no need to know the prices. In the second case, it's different. There you need it. This is the case we have done during the lecture. You see it, so try to do it on your own now. You know how?
I don't understand what's 11C.
11C, okay, I will have a look.
Because in tariff 2, it's only just 11.
The government levied quota of 100 pieces on imports of some product. There will be no effect if the quota is the demand for in a liberalized was 50 products. What do you think? True or false? There was, under the free trade, they imported 50 products.
There will be...
And the quota is 100.
Yeah, there will be no effect.
Yes, true. C is true.
Okay. In exercise 12, there is effective tariff protection rate is 25, and the nominal tariff rate is 10%. Do we as well ignore the nominal tariff rate in this case or no?
Yes. You should recognize that you don't need this information, because the value added. So there is no need to count what's the new price. All
right.
I have given you value added. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
so the true answer is what? It's B. Yes.
Yeah. 12.
B.
Excuse me, can I ask, what is the difference between effective tariff protection rate and nominal tariff rate?
Yes, effective tariff protection rate says by how much the value added was increased because of tariff. The value added, yes? So that means we had the wood and table, and the producer of table had to improve the wood. He did the final product, and this effective tariff protection rate says that if there was the tariff protection, by how much the value added increased. Normal tariff rate says that if you have, for world price, for example, 40, and the tariff rate is 10%, the price inclusive tariff after the tariff imposition will be 44 in the domestic market. I will start with the exercise number 2. I will read it. I will say yes or no, true or false. And if you have any question, please ask. Okay?
Tariff 1, exercise 2.
2.
Yeah.
Labor the right claims. A. Tariff and quota have the same impact. It's false. You know it. Because the impact of the tariff is B plus D, negative impact on the economy. The impact because of quota imposition is B plus C plus D. You know it? So you will not circle it. B, the consumer always loses by the tariff living in a small economy. True. The consumer, C, the consumer always loses by the tariff living in a large economy. True. Why? Because always the consumer must pay more. He must pay in the market price inclusive tariff. He must pay more for the product. D. The small economy can influence the world price is not true. Let's go to number 3.
Sorry, excuse
yes.
me. Yes. So both B and C are true, right?
True, true.
Okay.
B and C. Number 3. The price of the material in the world market is 5,000. I will write it here. So I will count here. The price of the final product is 10,000 and the price of the material for its production is 5,000. That means value added is 5,000 before tariff imposition. The government will start to protect the branch producing this material and levies the tariff 10%. That means the price of the final product is the same. And here is the nominal tariff in the material production 10%. That means the new price in the small economy is 5,500. If you remember the graph, you know it, this is the world price, and if you increase the price, there is the new price inclusive tariff. It's 5,500 as for the material. So the new value added after the tariff imposition is 4,500. Now you can see, before counting, you can see that the situation of domestic producers is worse. You see it because before they had to final the product for 5,000. Now only for 4,500. You see it. It's worse for them. They must save in the production. They must decrease costs. They must improve production technologies or something like that. So the question is, what's the effective tariff protection rate? So according to the formula, it's the value added after the tariff imposition minus value added before over value added times 100, and it should be B, okay, minus 10%. And you can see here there was the decrease 10% in the value added. That's what the effective tariff protection rate says. What about the value added? How it changed because of tariff protection? So you would circle B. Let's go to number 6. It's in the similar way, but still I will show it here. So the effective tariff protection rate is 50%. And the value added in the shoe production before levying tariff was, value added before levying tariff was 2,000 Czech crowns. The government levied tariff 10%. The value added after the levying tariff. Again, I don't need the information, the nominal tariff. I don't have to count the new price. I know the value added. Okay? So now the question is, what number increased by 50% is higher? It's number 3,000. So the possibility C. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. So you would circle C. 11C. We have talked about, but still I will repeat it. If you imagine the graph of the quota, we have talked about it, that there was the world price, there was the price, domestic price, and if in case of the free trade, you would import this quantity, free trade, or this quantity, yes? What about 1,000 product? No, it was here, it's different. In a liberalized economy, it's 50 in this 11C. It's 50 products. And now the state says there is quota for about 100. So it's allowed to import 100. So that means that this supply curve would move supply curve plus quota by 100. So nothing would happen. You see, nothing happens. C is true. 11C is true. Let's go to number 12. Similar again. So if the effective tariff protection rate is 25%, the nominal tariff is 10%, and value added of the closing production before tariff imposition was 10,000 Czech crowns. So again, the question is that after the tariff imposition, the value added was increased by 25%. So what number is higher than 10,000 by 25%? It's 12,500 Czech crowns. You can use the formula, but it's more complicated. Definitely you can use the whole formula. So it's 12B, 12B. Number 14. So the world price of shoes is 2,000. That means the final product is 2,000. And leather for their production is 1,000. So the value added is 1,000. Shoes, leather. Levying tariff on leather import. So the state decided to levy tariff on leather import by 10%. That means the new price of leather in the domestic market after the tariff imposition will be 1,100, right? Because the state imposed tariff. So the new value added is 2,000 minus 1,001. It's only 900. You see, so we can use the formula, or you can see it. So 900 minus 1,000 over 1,000 times 100 minus 10. So B, possibility B. Number 17, it's again, so you know, effective tariff protection rate is 50% and the value added is 5,000. So value added after the tariff imposition is this number increased by 50%, that means 7,500. Okay. So you would circle 17B, 18. So if you have value added before 1,000 and value added after the tariff imposition 2,000, the question is, what's the effective tariff protection rate? What number is higher? So it's 100. It's 18C. And the final point, 19A, protectionism can prevent domestic unemployment, possibility A. It's true, because you save jobs, although the production is not effective. The production is not effective. B, protectionism in a long run can cause a decrease in a domestic competitiveness. Yes, it's true. Because I have showed you, if the domestic producers have weaker conditions, there is no need for them to improve, to enter the new technologies and so on.
Excuse me.
Yes.
The first one, like, why is it true? Because I think in the long run, it's just that it's in the short run it can prevent the unemployment, but in the long run it can still prevent.
Yes, you are definitely right. Maybe it should be better formulated. In the short run, it can help to the economy. You know why? You understand why?
Yeah, I know in the short run.
But in the long run, imagine that you will stop tariff protection. Then it's true, because you open the economy and these industries are not able to compete at all. That was the situation of the communist countries 30 years ago, because they were opened and almost all companies went bankrupt. There was no protection from the state. You are right. But in a short run, we can say it can prevent domestic unemployment, if you understand it. Yes.
So in this moment, but the A doesn't say it's in short run or in long run. But so I think
yes,
it is still true.
It's badly formulated. It should be. We can discuss it.
So, but like in this question, we think the first one is true.
I would say it's true if we will add in the short run.
So it's false.
It's true in the short run.
Yeah, but the question doesn't say it's doesn't add like in the short run. So is it still true in this situation?
Yes, please add in the short run. If you would circle it, if in the final you can discuss with me, you will explain it, so you are right.
Okay. All right.
C. Liberalism causes the decrease in the competition for domestic producers. What do you think? True or false? If you open the economy, is there increase in the competition for domestic producers? Definitely it is true. C is true. because you don't compete just with domestic, but also with the foreign companies. The last one, D, the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade and WTO are the impression of the even higher protectionism. It's not true, because I have told you the average number of the tariff tag rates. Remember that after the Second World War, the average tariff rate was 50%, and at the end of the 20th century, it was only 6%. So there was a decrease in protectionism, definitely. So please, let's take the paper Trade Policy. It's also in the system. The name of the paper is Trade Policy. We have worked with this paper also the last time in our seminar in the classroom. And there is still number 2 to do. Please, I will give you some time and then we will check it again together. Please try it on your own. It's about quota.
Which one we're supposed to open?
Number 2, Trade Policy. Trade Policy. The name is Trade Policy. Number 2.
Is the final name Seminar Trade Policy?
Yes.
All
The
right.
total societal loss as an impact of the quota imposition is the text. So I will do it with you. So you should know for this exercise, you should know what the total societal loss of in case of quota. This is the conclusion we have done. This is the total societal loss. That's what's lost because of quota for the economy. And it is 56 million. Right? The negative consumption effect is D, is 10 million. The producer gain was 13. That's what gets the producers. Producer surplus gain. The negative production effect B is 12. So that's what we know, everything. The A question. What was the rent of foreign producers as an impact of the quota imposition if the import license was not paid? So look here. I have told you that C have the foreigners have C. How much is C? It's very easy to say. C equals 56 minus B is 12 minus D is 10. So C equals 34 millions. Okay. B. What was the rent of foreign producers as an impact of the quota imposition, and the import license cost 5 million that we haven't talked about yet? So if you know that the total rent of foreigners is 34, but it's necessary to pay for the import license, that's the paper that you can import into this economy. That means you must deduct it. 34 minus 5, that's what we pay for import license. So what they get is not 34, they have 5 million less, that's 29. Okay? And the last one, what was the total consumer surplus decrease as an impact of the quota imposition? So, consumer surplus decrease. So, you know it, that the consumer surplus decrease is this. So, what we do, we know A, 13. Oh, we know everything here, it's 56. So, that's all. As for the exercise Number 2.
What is the correct answer for C?
C is 69. You see it here. This is C. Right? A plus B plus C plus D is 69. 13 plus 56 is 69.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So once more, it's necessary to understand what the total societal loss in case of quota. It's different from the tariff. It's only B plus D. Now it's B plus C plus D. The total loss of the consumer surplus, you know, because consumer must pay more. They must pay 50 instead of 40. They are paying everything. It's A plus B plus C plus D. But not everything is lost. A is moved to producers. You know it. But the rest is the loss in case of quota. It's possible sometimes that it's necessary to pay for the import license. This is 34 minus 5 in my case here. So you must deduct it from it what they have as foreigners. So please have a look once more. This is the old paper. It should be in the system, but it's also the paper we had as the first one in case of when we started with our seminars. This is paper where we have all these theories. And I wanted to finish the exercise number 12. Can you see it somewhere on your in the physical shape or in the system? International Trade Theory Seminar. Can you see it? International Trade Theory, Terms of Trade, maybe there is written. TT.
Yeah, we have the paper with this one.
Yes. Okay. So I would like you to see number 12. We didn't finish it yet. It's from the last lecture in the classroom. So I will start with the 12A, and I will read it and say true or false. According to the gravity model, you remember what was the gravity model? I have told you, remember it, that it depends on the distance between two countries. The longer the distance, that means the higher this number, the less trade between the countries I and J. So the text, according to the gravity model, the trade will be higher between countries which are in a distance of 1,000 kilometers than between the countries which are in a distance of 10,000 kilometers. True. Yes? 1,000 is less than 10,000, then the trade should be, according to this model, true. B. According to the classical economists, that there are 3 production factors: labor, land, and capital. Not true. It's according to the neoclassical economists. Neoclassical. C. The Imazarian growth theory says that the more country exports, the more it gains. If you remember, we have talked about the country, developing country, terms of trade, the formula I'm writing just now, you remember it. And we have talked about it, that the prices of that this country is exporting for